G'day Dirty Mudders. Well, here is the giveaway Jeep. Now, one thing, you guys might not like Jeeps at all. So why would you want to buy a ticket into this car? Well, this is why I'm here to talk to you about how cool Jeeps really are and all the features they have. So come for a bit of a walk with me around the car and you'll be surprised with how much tech these things have got, how super capable these things are off-road, and how comfortable they are just to cruise down the highway. So we're up the front of the Jeep, okay? I personally think they're a pretty sexy looking rocket. I love the guards, okay, that come out over the wheels like this. Reminds me of an old 40 series cruiser and the way Jeeps were, and all four-wheel drives were back then actually. I reckon it's really, really cool that these guys have kept that. One thing I do love about these guards, you can clip them on and off when you go in the scrub. So you don't want to damage your guards, you just clip them like that, undo the plugs for the lights, and bam, you've got an off-road weapon where you can get all the flex in the world you want. You can rub up against banks and all that because you're going to rub on the tyre, not your guard. So that is one super cool feature about these things. Another thing you guys might not be aware of, see this bumper here? When you go off-roading or you want to make your car look like just a little bit more sick, you undo these bolts here and the ends of the bumper bars come off, so you've got the wheels exposed to get that, you know, up the rock or whatever you want to do. Well, little things like this, what makes Jeep stand out so much from the rest of the crowd. You know, look at these recovery points, heavy duty recovery points up here. You know, live axles guys. Like no breaking CVs and whatever else like on your IFS cars. Like not Dits and Hiluxes, Rangers or anything like that. But they cannot possibly do what these Jeeps can in stock standard form. You know, while we're talking about the front end here, they've got a disconnecting sway bar so you can get more articulation when you're four-wheel driving. You know, and you get back out on the highway, you clip it back in, and you've got all the stability of an on-road car again. I mean, the tech in these things just keep coming and coming and coming. You know, how cool are these bonnets, right? You don't even have to put the little leg in it. I'll show you. Look at that. All that space to go and work on your car, check the oil, you know, all the rest of the jazz. Air intake straight away is right up here. You have to be wading in water over the bonnet before it actually comes into your air intake. And if you're carrying a bit of speed, I highly doubt that it'd come in here anyway if you weren't doing a massive, massive water crossing. You know, another thing, alternator up high. Right here, I'm touching the alternator. That means you're in mud and slop and whatever else, you can be up to here and you're not gonna wreck your alternator. I mean, that is a major plus for me. I hate anything buggering up in the scrub, especially alternators. These 3.6 𝗕𝗚 engines are such an underrated little motor as well. They get not too bad fuel economy in stock standard form. I've boosted mine, okay, and I've been beating on it with boost in it, and mine has not even thought about letting me down. I mean, it is such a sick little staunch motor. And you know, when I've been in the US, I've talked to people over there, and these little 𝗕𝗚s, they just keep on trucking. They just keep going and going and going. Look at this, computer, right up, out of your way, out of all the muck and dirt and, you know, mud. So if you get swamped and it goes in your car, it doesn't wreck your computer. I mean, all these things Jeep have thought about in such a cool way to make sure that you have an off-road weapon that you can drive on the street straight away. Just an absolute beast. So I've waffled on enough about up the front here. Let's go and have a look at the interior. Now, I'm sitting in the driver's seat here. To me, it's not a bad driving position. Press the button, start, you know, you've got everything there sorted. Let's have a look, you know, how these things operate. Down, up, in. So they've got a pretty good range to make yourself fairly comfortable here, you know. Not a bad thing there. Now on the seats, okay, you've got a little handle on the side. See, oh, I'm going up. Look at this. I'm getting taller. Maybe this is how Craig from 𝗕𝗢𝗨'𝗟𝗟𝗘 actually feels. Hey? No, his head would be right up here, wouldn't it? So, you know, like, it's pretty basic, but it's never going to let you down. It's not an electric seat. You know, you can forward and back, however you want to do in these ones. Up, you know, and you've got a pretty cool little, it's a cloth type setup where you've got, it's not actually a handle. It's like a parachute pull cord that you pull here to actually move your seat up and down. So, to me, we're in a pretty comfortable driving position in here. I've done many miles in my Jeep now, down to Melbourne a couple of times and up north and all the rest of the stuff. I absolutely love driving it. It's comfy as. So we've got our driving position sussed, right? We're comfy as. So what's next? Put your foot on the brake and press the button. We start the car up. One thing I like about the Jeeps, you got a key like this, right? Push button start, but it's got a home. It's got a little slot right there that your key lives in. I mean, that is a cool little feature for me. Right, we'll put this window down. Pretty simple to get to your windows as well. Right here in the center, you've got some pretty cool media, you know, outlets here. You can charge, you can auxiliary in, all the rest of the stuff. Very easy to get to. Your 12-volt socket there. So it is pretty sick there. Now, four-wheel drive. There's no pressing buttons to get in four-wheel drive. That's what I love about this car. You pull a lever like that, and you know you're in 4 low, 4 high, or 2 high. I mean, that is super cool. You put it in neutral, back up, you're out of 4-wheel drive. Handbrake, you know, seeing it's a left-hand drive car normally, the handbrake would, you know, be right here for you if you're in left-hand drive, but obviously that's the only thing about that. It's just on the other side of the console, your handbrake. Not a bad thing though. It's neither here nor there. Y62, exactly the same, all that sort of jazz. You know, one day they'll probably go to an electronic style handbrake like the new Ford Rangers and the 300 series and all that sort of jazz. But I'm hoping they don't, because this thing here, it just doesn't bugger up. I mean, those electronic ones could bugger up, let's face it. You've got a nice screen in the middle here, heaps of infotainment and all that sort of stuff. You know, climate off, you've got radio, phone, settings. I mean, it is so simple to actually use. It's right there. Another thing I really love about it, your air vents. You can face them any which way you want, and you can close them off. Like, I know you guys are probably sitting at home going, yeah, Reuben, every car has got that. But I just love how they've thought about the simplicity of things. You know, my wife is a cold frog and hates the aircon on her. So if she can turn those off just like that, I mean, that is such a good thing for people. Now, what else can I talk about in here? Front and rear diff locks. Standard. How amazing is that? Okay, and it's very simple to operate. You've got the switches down here, okay? And the other thing that I touched on before was the sway bar disconnect, which is super cool. That is just pressing this button down here. And you've got off-road modes, you've got all the works and jerks. You know, super cool. And one thing, if you're feeling hot and bothered and you're up the beach or something and you want to step it up a bit, what you do is you do these ones. Right? And off goes your roof. How amazing is that? Right? That simple. you know, I'd have to get out, grab it and put it away somewhere. But for all intents and purposes, me showing you how easy this is. How easy is this? Just lift this up like this, down, clip, 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 clip. And your roof is back on. Simple, simple. Have I mentioned how comfy these seats are? Centre console, heaps and heaps of room. You got the two sections, keys, whatever you want, up the top, all your other goodies down the bottom. Heaps and heaps of room in there. Well, how about I morph myself into the back seat? 1, 2, 3, and boom. Just like that, I'm in the back seat. Now, for your kidlets or your friends that are in the back, you don't want them getting hot, do you? So we've got nice aircon vents that you can put on yourself. Really, really good. Obviously, you've got your windows up and down, cup holders. Okay, how sick is that? And you got cup holders in this one as well. My kids, Hannah and Aiden, they love tripping around in the back of the Jeep because it's got so much room. Another thing they love is the stereo. Have a go at the big speakers that are cruising around in this car. You've got weatherproof speakers in the roll bar, so when you take off all your roof, the whole works and jerks, you have still got tunes. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I can't go anywhere without a bit of doof doof going on. You know, plenty of room in the back. How many other cars have a roll cage for everybody in your vehicle to be safer with? You know, you can go wheel and tip this thing upside down and you can safely say you are not going to have the whole roof implode on you because of this whole big heavy duty roll bar. I mean, that's a big plus for me, putting the vehicles, you know, in some pretty gnarly spots. Well, we have just got ourselves a fleet of 2023 V6 Rangers here at DMW. Now, the first thing that we do to them is we go to Direction Plus and grab a ProVent kit and a pre-line filter kit to protect the engines. I want to keep vehicles on the road and have the least amount of maintenance problems I can have. So if you've got one of these 2023 V6 Rangers and you want to keep it protected, jump over to directionplus.com.au and grab yourself one today. Like, so you've got a full-on off-road weapon that's got heaps of tech and it's comfy. Find me another car that is as probably comfy as this to drive, all right? Got plenty of nuts, all the rest of the stuff, got a whole heap of space in the tray, live axles and all the rest of the stuff factory, you know, with front and rear diff locks and, you know, sway bar disconnect. That's right, you cannot find another vehicle like this on the market straight out of the box. Righto folks, let's go check out the tray and I reckon I'll morph in there too. Oh, well that was a wild experience teleporting into the back here. Anyway, heaps and heaps of room in the tray in this Gladiator. Safely say a full-size pallet would fit in here, okay, with all your stuff on it. And have a look at these. You've got tie down points wherever you want to put them here. You've got a couple of fixed ones at the front and back, as well as these middle ones. Simple to move where you want. You just undo the little locking nut, slide it to where you want. Where you've got it where you want it, you just nip that up. Happy days. Tie down to it. Simple, simple. There's even light in the back of your tub here if you wanted to have, you know, a canopy or something else like that. So you've got a bit of light. Factory. I mean, look at this. You can put these tie down points on the front as well. What else? You know, this car just keeps on giving, doesn't it? And look, you've got your little electric window at the back here, so you can say good day to your furry friend mates that are tied in the back of the tilly as well. They can have their head through there chatting to you. I mean, they've got it all. Roof comes off, the whole works and jerks. As I've said before, soft opening tailgate. How mad is that? So now we're at the back. Obviously, you've got a rear bumper bar, but have a go at how staunch these recovery mounts are. I mean, tough, tough. I've used mine a fair bit, by the way. I mean, what else can I say about it? I absolutely love it. You know, aesthetically, it's cool as. You've got these things here for knocking up against rocks and whatever else to save the panels on your car. You've got rock sliders from factory. You know, they might not be as tough as some aftermarket ones, but you've still got them there from factory. Rear diff lock. And have a look at this. Mud terrain tyres straight out of the showroom. What other cars do that? I don't think any, actually. And the little things, the little Jeep emblems around here, they're so proud of what they've produced, you know, and I give Jeep a big thumbs up. I love driving mine, most capable car I've ever owned, you know, and still own. Even more capable than my GU with a whole heap of mods done on it, and that's saying something. The only thing that gets these things caught up over a Wrangler is their wheelbase. If you want something even more capable than the Gladiator, then you've got to look at a Wrangler, what Jeep does. They are sick. A little bit shorter in the wheelbase, absolutely phenomenal bit of kit. But for me, I need a bit of carrying space, so it's Gladiator all the way. Do be sick wheeling, get a load of wood, canopy on the back, whatever you want. If you like anything that I've said about these Jeeps, go check it out for yourself at one of your local Jeep dealerships. Take it for a drive, you know, and if you do that, put in the comments below what you actually thought of it when you drove it. Did you actually get to take it off-road? They probably won't let you take it off-road unless you're going to test drive a second-hand one or something, or you've gone to a Jeep day. But guys, get out there, check them out, and go and explore. That's all I can say. Thanks guys for watching. If you've liked this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that little bell so you get the notifications every time we put out a video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Well, I hope you liked that video. Make sure you hit subscribe or you're going to get bogged.